No, the new AI that came out from China has destroyed the entire crypto market. Ugh, what are we gonna do? What's going on, y'all? You're now watching the greatest channel that has ever existed. My name is Bitcoin Benito, and I truly appreciate you guys for being here with me. So, as you may or may not know, DeepSeek just came out with a new AI that is way better than the open AI that was created by Sam Altman. Okay, and it was just announced this past weekend that while it has been revealed that Sam Altman and OpenAI has spent $500 billion working on their language models, DeepSeek spent just $5.5 million doing the same exact thing. They spent 1% of what OpenAI has spent. And because of that, the entire AI network, the entire AI stocks, such as Microsoft, such as Nvidia especially, such as Meta that has its own Llama AI, all those stocks have crashed dramatically. And therefore, they have also influenced the crypto stocks. Why exactly is that? I'll explain that right after I read a comment from my subscribers. I would not be here without you. I really appreciate you guys. The first comment that I have is from 𝘊𝘺𝘺𝑚 that says Michael Saylor knows that no one knows what Bitcoin price will be next week, month, and year. No one. While it is kind of true you don't know the exact amount that Bitcoin is going to be in the future, we all know that Bitcoin goes through 4-year cycles. It always reaches its all-time high, its local all-time high, every 4 years. It's going to happen at the end of 2025, happen at the end of 2021, happen at the end of 2017, and it happened at the end of 2013. It's going to happen again 4 years from now at the end of 2029. So if you're intelligent and you put all your money into crypto right now, you will receive tons and tons of riches every 4 years at the end of every one of those 4 years. Okay. So it's not like me is predicting the future necessarily. It's not like I have a crystal ball. We just look at the things that have happened in the past and we notice that this is probably what's going to happen in the future, right? I'm not a fortune teller just because I know that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west and it's going to happen again tomorrow. I just look at patterns. Next comment that we have is from DS Champions that say it's extremely bullish on Xen Crypto. Nobody knows, but it will explode soon. Yes, Xen is going to explode soon. When X1 comes out, hopefully by April or May of this year, then Xen is going to dramatically explode soon. So I would invest in Xen. I say to invest in it every other paycheck, right? That's what I do. Coins like Onyx Coin and Swift Coin, I want you to invest every paycheck, okay? I've made many videos about this. Next comment that we have is from Lucky that says, Tether is the absolute biggest Ponzi. It needs to be collapsed for the crypto market to survive. I'm all for Tether getting banned. The faster it collapses, the faster I become bullish. Tether's not going to get banned because Tether is decentralized. The government is already heavily involved in Tether too. That's the other thing too. So all the transactions that happen on Tether is publicly available, right? Even though cryptocurrency is cryptographic and it's hidden, it's not really hidden, right? Because you do enough work, you can attach someone's wallet address to their physical embodiment, to their physical identification, okay? And a lot of government officials also have Tether themselves too, because they switch in and out of crypto constantly, and they use Tether to do that. So Tether is not going anywhere ever at any time. In fact, when they eventually come out with the United States CBDC, central digital bank currency, is going to be heavily influenced by Tether. It's going to copy a lot of the things that Tether did. Okay, so Tether's not going anywhere. Next comment that we have is from Equinix Nemesis that says, is it too late to invest? I just got into crypto 2 days ago and I responded to him. You can still get into Onyx Coin. It'll probably do another 500% or so over the next year. Yes. And in fact, Onyx Coin has reduced in price dramatically. It went up crazy over the weekend and it has reduced by about 30 to 50% in the past few days. Let me show you right now, actually. So yes, while Onyx Coin has exploded dramatically, right? Onyx Coin has gone up 1,900% just this year alone, and 900%, almost 1,000% in the past month. It has dropped significantly, about 50% in the past 3 days or so. This is not good. This is not bad news. This is good news. So it means that you can buy Onyx Coin at a cheaper price. If you find a Lamborghini on the street and it's a perfect Lamborghini, looks well, the wheels are nice, great paint job, and this Lamborghini costs $10,000. Is it bad? Or do Lamborghinis suck? No, you just found a really, really great deal and you should buy that Lamborghini as soon as possible. because it's only $10,000 instead of it being $200,000, $300,000. That's the same way that you should look at crypto. You should look at Onyx Coin the same way. You should look at Swift Coin the same way. And then finally, last comment that we have is from the 𝐂𝐫𝐲𝐻𝐵 that says, thank you for your valuable content. Can you cover XRP network? I might be able to cover XRP network. I might do it. XRP has already exploded in price. XRP is only going to do another 200, maybe 300% by this time next year. I mean, by November or so. So I want to get into other cryptos that are going to do 500, 1,000, 50,000%. Some cryptos will actually do 50,000%, right? Or 5,000%, I should say. Some cryptos will really do 5,000%. Some cryptos will do a 50x, okay? And this has happened many times in the past. It's going to happen in 2025, right? So I'm going to cover those cryptos instead of just XRP. But yeah, you can get into XRP because XRP is still going to give you 100% ROI, maybe even 200% ROI. Only 200% ROI. It's only a crypto where you can say, oh, 200% ROI in less than a year is not that good. Ain't that crazy? That's why you should get into crypto. Thank you for watching this channel. Okay, so let's look at some of the information when it comes to DeepSeek, okay? So I have a tweet here from Crypto Manran. Okay, go follow his channel. He says this could get worse. What is he talking about? Why could it get worse? He's talking about the market could get worse, okay? A lot of people on my timeline believe that DeepSeek issue could be confined to traditional markets. They are wrong. Yes, we saw over the past weekend or so, over the past 3-4 days, that the crypto market has crashed dramatically. He says, let me break it down for you. DeepSeek is a Chinese AI, can compete with likes of OpenAI, Meta, Claude, like I said earlier in this video. However, instead of costing billions of dollars to develop this, it costs $5.5 million. Now, let me just say this, that this is coming from the CCP, I should say. This is coming from China. China has been known for a long time to lie about their dramatic improvements of their economy, to lie about their breakthroughs. Did they only spend $5.5 million? Probably not. They probably spent like $100 million. And they said they were able to develop it in less than a year. Did it take less than a year? They've probably been working on it way before less than a year, probably like 2-3 years now. But to make themselves seem better, they exaggerate all the numbers. And also, on top of that, even though they may be lying about the costs are still way, way cheaper. Even though they're still lying, let's say it cost them just $100 million instead of $5 million. That's still like 10%, less than 10% of what OpenAI spent, okay? So still dramatically, unbelievably cheap. While this is great breakthrough and will make AI faster and more affordable, there is an issue. What is the issue that he's talking about? Hey, what's going on, guys? I just want to pause the video for 1 second to tell you about my new course, Crypto Confident, okay? Where I make about 300% every 90 days. Now, is this guaranteed to happen? I'm not necessarily a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, but this is very, very likely to happen. And I'm going to show you the exact way to do this step by step. I have 4-5 hours worth of video where I go through the entire process. And you don't even have to watch the whole 5 hours, okay? But I quickly show you how you could make as much money as me. And I also show you how you can avoid scams like Sam Bankman-Fried. Look at the website right here. It's very elegant, very quick, very easy to understand. And I show you step by step how to not lose your money. I show you when to buy and exactly when to sell, okay? And it's very, very easy throughout the entire process. You need to get into this as quickly as possible. It's 2025 now. You have a very limited amount of time to make all this money. So just go to bitcoinbenito.com right now, bitcoinbenito.com right now. Put in your email so you can get as rich as me, okay? Let's get this money. The majority of the gains in the US market were created by AI returns and by the expected profitability of these companies. As an example, Nvidia is priced full as a major provider of the hardware and infrastructure. Now, the reason why Nvidia crashed over the weekend and the other ones, but it crashed the most, is because they have the best chips for AI compute. And on top of that, the best chips that Nvidia created, Nvidia is an American company, these chips were not allowed to be sent to China. Okay, so China had to use the old Nvidia chips, the old GPUs that came out a year ago. Oh, that's a million years ago. But a year ago is a really, really long time when it comes to AI development, when it comes to crypto development, right? When it comes to the mining development of these cryptos. So now we know that the investments into Nvidia doesn't have to be as much or as dramatic as it has been in the past, because DeepSeek has done this for $5.5 million, or done it for a very, very cheap price. This means that maybe the value of Nvidia is not as good as we thought it was before. He he then says the issue now is that we may not need it as much, and therefore the current price is not justified and needs to come down. Okay, we may not need the Nvidia chips as much as we did before in the past. And this doesn't even matter if American companies do not trust the Chinese software as much. Other countries that will trust it, such as Russia's very tightly coupled with China, they will then use the DeepSeek chips, the DeepSeek software, to then make better AI than America. So what's pretty much going to happen is that we're going to have to take in some of the information that we got from DeepSeek. By the way, DeepSeek's AI, like I said before, is open source. So that means anyone can get the code, manipulate it, and create a better version of the DeepSeek AI, while DeepSeek is creating a better version of their own AI at the same time. So it just made everything dramatically cheaper. He then goes on to say, so how will this spread into crypto? This is the most important part. You're watching Bitcoin Benito. The largest wealth creator in the last 24 months has been the tech market and AI stocks. They have created trillions of dollars of paper wealth. This wealth has allowed people to move higher up the risk curve and into crypto. If these stocks take a hit, people will lose fortunes, and this could crash all risk markets as people scramble out of risk. Okay? Make no mistake, this could be a black swan. It's completely unexpected and caught everyone by surprise. The magnitude is also huge. Yes. So if the investors into Nvidia, into Microsoft have discovered, wait, we don't have to invest $500 billion. We just have to invest like 50 million or 500 million even. Why are we valuing these stocks so much? Everyone thought that same process. All the regular retail investors thought that process. The institutional investors thought that process. So therefore, the stocks all crashed. Nvidia crashed by about 12% in one day. Now, 12% might not seem like a lot in the crypto system, but 12% is a lot in the traditional markets. So what happens next? The market needs to properly evaluate this tech and implications. It could also be trickier. It could also be trickery, that's what I said before, by Chinese, as we know they are so good at it. If it is a black swan event, it may be the reason governments are eventually forced to print money again. I don't really know why governments have to print money, just because these tech stocks are doing worse. But the government is just going to print money just because they want to. In fact, 𝐅𝐢𝐧𝐝 says that he believes that he's calling for a 70K to 75K correction in Bitcoin, a mini financial crisis, and a resumption of mini printing that will send us to 250,000 by the end of the year. I don't think Bitcoin is going to go that bad. It's going to do that bad. Bitcoin, worst case scenario, is going to hit $9,000. There's so much institutional investment into crypto and into Bitcoin. Even if Bitcoin hits $90,000, people like Michael Saylor are just going to buy as much as humanly possible, faster than they would have before. This is going to stabilize the price. Crypto is here forever and ever. Either way, I expect it to get worse before it gets better. Hold on tight. Make sure you're holding quality. This is a potential repricing event and is actually great for economies in the long term. I don't normally write long threads because of my ADE. If you enjoyed it, please like and share. Yeah, so because of the release of DeepSeek, we now see that Nvidia and Microsoft are now suddenly risk assets, okay? Because they are now worth less than we thought that they were just 4 or 5 days ago, which is incredible. And because Nvidia is now a risk on asset, people are pulling their money out of risk on assets, and crypto is still also a risk asset. So people are pulling their money out of crypto, okay? Because they all seem very risky, even though they're not. Even though this is the greatest invention of all time, crypto is one of the greatest inventions since the beginning. Crypto is the greatest invention since the internet, okay? But people still don't view it that way. Even ask your friends and family, how many of them actually own cryptocurrency right now? A lot of them may have Bitcoin that they had from maybe 4 years ago, but the number of people that bought Bitcoin in the past 3-4 months, maybe one person, maybe 2 people, if you really have techie friends, but most of them do not get into crypto. They do not own any Bitcoin. Let me show a video from Tom Ballou, actually. I love his channel. I love his podcast that he does, Impact Theory. Very good. Let's see what he says about this. I'm going to make it a little bit faster for you so this video doesn't last 500,000 hours.
Brew, it was quite the weekend.
Man, DeepSeek took over the internet, number one on the App Store. They beat OpenAI at number 2, Gemini at number 4. I see people tweeting about it like crazy. So please, we had to break our production schedules. We shut down the team meeting, everything. Please explain to us what DeepSeek actually is and why it matters in this moment to us.
So what DeepSeek did was go, well, you guys spent the billions of dollars to train ChatGPT on what the world is like. That's probably the easiest way to think about it. What is the world like? And what I'm going to do, it's something called synthetic data. I'm just going to prompt ChatGPT over and over and over and over and over, like a lot. I'm going to prompt the living daylights out of this thing to describe to me the model that it has hidden inside of it that it learned by crawling all of this data. And so I'm not going to do the work of building that model. I'm going to play a game. This is probably a terrible example, but like Battleship, where I'm like, is there anything here? Or maybe more accurately, what's here? When I ask this question, what do you tell me about the world? When I ask this question, what do you tell me about the world? And now I can reduce all of these numbers, again, going from training costs 100 million to 5 million, the GPUs that I need to do it from 100,000 to 2,000. And so driving all these costs way down just by going, well, you know about the world, let me ask you. So DeepSeek's relationship to ChatGPT is the same as our relationship to ChatGPT. So as we prompt ChatGPT and feel like we're getting smarter about the world, DeepSeek was like, well, I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to ask it all.
Yeah, so DeepSeek is doing exactly what we're doing when you play with ChatGPT. And because all it does is just ask ChatGPT a bunch of questions over and over and over, it only has to spend like $5 million to do this instead of $500 billion to do this. This may be the way that new companies are created, new AI companies are created. The problem with this, though, is that these are creating companies that don't consume new information from the real world. All they're doing is just asking each other's AI new questions 100 times faster, right, than human beings would ask. 1,000,000 times faster, even like literally 1,000,000 times faster. But this is a new way to get new insight, I guess, but it's not a new way to consume new novel information. And this will eventually reduce the quality of AI that comes out unless a company decides to spend the billions and billions of dollars to do this. That being said, I believe that there will be companies that spend billions of dollars to get this new novel data, this new realistic, non-synthetic, realistic, real data, but the number of companies is going to reduce. And because everyone just cares about getting money, including this channel, I think I love you, I appreciate you, let's get this money, more companies are going to come out that's just focused on money. So let's hear some more.
All these questions, and I'm going to build my sense of what the world is by prompting the life out of it, which is why you could ask DeepSeek, what are you? And it would tell you that it's ChatGPT 4.0.
That's hilarious. DeepSeek consumes so much information from ChatGPT that it believes that it's ChatGPT. Let me fast forward a little bit.
As long as my reasoning is better, or at least as good, I can get you all the answers that you need. So now it's like, the market was like, whoa. Then our whole investment thesis has changed. The reason I think that this is incredible, I do not want to skip past how amazing it is now that people can shift their focus to reasoning and getting really good at extracting the wisdom out of the model's trained sense of what the world is. But would like to remind everybody that right now what it's doing is just saying, what is the most likely next letter? Running a bunch of experiments about which of those sequences is the most useful, which is utterly transformative in and of itself. But I really believe that the next moment is going to be, okay, that's awesome for copy, for a lot of things like law and all that stuff is all going to be cognitive horsepower. But I think the next moment where AI really does the things we want to do, like you hear me talking about, it's going to drive energy costs to zero and all that stuff. You need it to understand the physical world, meaning you need that same thing at the level of physics. Now, if I'm right about that, then you're going to have to train the model on the world of physics. And I think that's going to take another insane round of training. And that probably shatters into 1,000 different avenues. So understanding chemistry, understanding the way that it works inside of a closed biological system, understanding quantum physics, all that stuff. Things that I can't even begin to imagine, things I don't even know exist that are lame.
Yeah, so when it comes to AI in the physical world, you're still going to have to consume real world data. So physics is a more basic level of chemistry, and chemistry is a more basic level of biology, and biology is a more basic level of psychology, right? And in order to get information from this and train AI models for all four of those disciplines, you're going to have to consume real world data. Okay. You can't just copy and paste information from different AIs, because these AIs are just copying it from older information, and the older information may not be as higher quality, and they may not have been consumed by such high powerful GPUs. Okay. So I'm going to talk about how DeepSeek was attacked, and then we will end the video there.
I love to look at things as a sci-fi writer and say that it's entirely possible that we get into people really being protective of that data, that they want to wall things off. And you saw in the conspiracy around DeepSeek, which is very fascinating to watch, it's all happening in real time, But if you go, as of the time of recording this on Monday, if you go to DeepSeek's website, they have restricted access to DeepSeek. Now, the initial take on this on X was that this is because the CCP is behind DeepSeek, and they launched DeepSeek R1 on Trump's inauguration day as a way to say, oh, you think you're going to ice us out? You guys tried to make it impossible for us to access these chips. Cool. So that we couldn't build the training models. And we found a way around it using way inferior technology, the ones that we could get, made it way more efficient. And we're still able to match you guys within months. So you thought you had a year or 2 year head start on this. You have a month, 2 months, nobody's going to care. And so we're now at parity. Now, what has actually happened, at least as it seems right now, is that people started attacking DeepSeek. They said malicious attacks of our site, and that's why we're restricting access. So yes, right now they're restricting it to people with Chinese phone numbers, but everybody that already has it downloaded, already has an account, can still get one. Now we'll find out what's true, if this is really a CCP play to say, aha, motherfuckers, you thought you were...
It doesn't really matter whether it's true or not. China lies a lot, but maybe they're actually telling the truth. It doesn't matter. It's already open source. It's already available. Even if they just limit it to people with phone numbers, it doesn't really matter. The cat is already out of the bag. Now, here is why this is not necessarily bad news for Nvidia, Microsoft, and therefore cryptocurrency. Now that everything is a lot cheaper, like 90% cheaper, 99% cheaper maybe, this just means that people are going to invest more money into creating even more AI, even to making AI even way faster. That paper that you're going to have to write that used to cost you like maybe $5 to write, and then you have to, after you write it, and then you have to proofread it because some of the data is not really that good. Now you're going to, instead of spending $5 to write a 10, 20 page paper, you're going to have to spend 50 cents to write this 10 page paper. And you won't have to actually have to proofread it afterwards. And it's going to be in your voice. So you're going to be able to trick your teacher faster. Your AI robot that's going to come out is going to say more nuanced things. They're going to say things that you actually care about. They're going to pay attention to the way you talk, what you said in the past, create new jokes that are actually funny, have more empathy. Do more things like that. And it's going to be able to do it at a cheaper price, and it's going to be able to happen a lot faster. Okay. So because of that, companies are going to be in competition with one another because it's a lot cheaper. And therefore, people are going to therefore start investing more and more into these chip stocks. And they're going to start wanting to go into more risk-on assets such as Nvidia and such as cryptocurrency. And therefore, cryptocurrency will then continue to rise in price and grow dramatically until the end of 2025. And I'm telling you this because I thank you, I love you, I appreciate you. Let's get this money.